Hey, and welcome. So this is Threshold of Pain. This serves as the final level for Sega Saturn and PlayStation 1 versions of Ultimate Doom. And as you can see, immediately you can tell that this has got a very distinct style to it. The roofs, the floors, the walls, you'll be seeing a lot of these textures throughout this level. But this opening room is pretty easy if you grab the shotgun. We can't grab that supercharge yet, unfortunately. Now, there is an armor bonus behind us at the start here. Let's grab that. So once we go into this next room, a bunch of pinkies are going to spawn in. Is it pinkies or spectres? Anyway, they'll spawn in here, and I'm going to run back here because the idea is that they're supposed to come in behind you and munch at you. But really, I don't want that. So, yeah. We'll take care of these guys like this. Go down, thank you. So, as you can see, this level, like, I'm not a fan of how this level looks. I'm not a fan of all this. I feel that this is a bit underwhelming. And since, like, most of the level kind of looks like this, it's a bit... But anyway, we'll take out the Lost Souls here. Oh, okay. Didn't expect that. As you can see there's little branches that sort of shoot off in different directions. And we can take down the pinky here. So these kind of shoot off in different directions. There's enemies, there's some ammo, there's some special items hidden around all these corners. There's a Hell Knight to the side here. I don't know if I want to wake him up right now. We'll run past him because there's a Berserk behind him. We'll take him out with this. Careful. So yeah, Hell Knights are kind of... It's interesting how many Hell Knights they put into these Doom 1 levels on PlayStation. They really do kind of show up quite a lot in the Die Flesh Consumed levels, which is interesting. So you can see here, this is a straight line here. The blue key's up top there. We won't be grabbing that for quite a while yet, so we're clearing this room really for much later on. But grabbing the Berserk pack, very important. We kind of need that. So if we head down this way, you can see that, like, these paths kind of wind and they kind of turn, and they're very interesting design. And I'm using interesting in several contexts there. You can choose whichever one you want. Let's take you out. So let's take out the pinky here. So the thing about this level is that there's a lot of these like curves like this, and it makes it really hard to kind of see far into the distance where you're going. And that's by design, because there's a lot of like these for pain elementals dotted around this level. Oh, we'll be seeing a lot of these in this level. I'm just going to take out these Lost Souls very carefully here. But this serves as the final level in the Ultimate Doom portion of this. Obviously Doom 2 is its own separate game, but interestingly, this is one of the 2 levels that you can actually legit use a super shotgun in Ultimate Doom. If you bring it through from marshes, which is between the level before this and this level, you can actually bring a super shotgun into this level. Now you see here, this is one of the glitches in this version of Doom. Sometimes the Lost Souls, if you kill a pain elemental too close to a wall, it'll sort of shoot through the wall. You need to be careful of that, because it can actually cause major performance issues if you're letting that happen too much. If like 2 or 3 get out there, it can become a bit of a nightmare. But we'll take out this guy in the cage. Here. Oi. So yeah, this serves as the last level here, which is interesting because E4M8 actually is in this version of the game. Even if the Spider Mastermind doesn't quite make it, even though it's in Doom 2, like there's some really odd choices that are made in this. So in E4M8, instead of fighting the Spider Mastermind and then leaving the level, you fight a bunch of Hell Knights, which is like, okay. But then in Doom 2, the Spider Mastermind shows up where it's supposed to, so who knows what was going on there. So if we do this, more monster closets open with pain elementals. You can see there's a lot of these guys on these levels, and that's not good because I don't like dealing with lost souls in this version of the game. So this is probably my least favourite part of the level here, other than the curvy walkways, which I just kind of find annoying. The fact that like you have to come down here to activate this, and then you kind of have to come outside here to shoot all these enemies, and it's very busy out here. But I do want to avoid going outside there just because there's so many enemies. There's lost souls, there's imps, there's 2 hell knights at the top of the room. It's not great. It's not a great time, and I'd rather avoid kind of putting myself out there if I can avoid it, but it seems like I'm not going to be able to work that door properly. And you can see there's a fair few things here trying to cause me pain. I do like how, because the skybox is orange and, you know, fiery, this outdoor area is kind of orangey as well, so I like that. Adds to the ambience. But you can see that you're supposed to run across there and go into that, there's the door where that invisibility is there. But also, I'm going to tell you now, if you're watching out here, have you figured out where we're meant to go to get the key that we need when we go inside there? Have you figured it out yet? Because first time I played this level, I spent a good half an hour wandering around trying to find this red key. And let me tell you, like, I was super frustrated when I figured out where it was. While you're trying to figure out where the red key is, let's take out this lost soul over here, because while he won't come through the window, I don't think, there's more we can take out of those, the better. The lost souls kind of linger on this level, so it's best to try and get rid of them as you see them. So I'm not going to tell you where that red key is. If you've never played this level, if you haven't spotted it yet, welcome to the frustration I felt when I first played this level. But as you can see, these rooms, these little corridors here are very narrow, small roofs, very claustrophobic. If you come into this room here, there's a Pinky and a Hell Knight. There's the red door I was talking about. You need that to advance further in the level. So we're going to grab the plasma rifle here. There is no BFG on this level, unfortunately. If you were hoping like to grab a BFG, there is not one. Take down his friend up there, because he can't really get to me here, but I don't really want him alive. So we'll take you out. So yeah, let's talk about where you're meant to go here. Have you figured it out yet? Well, the answer is here, with absolutely no kind of signposting. If you look at that bottom wall there, from anywhere in the room, it doesn't look like there's anything here. Like, this whole area is kind of like well hidden, and you don't really get to look out on it from any of the rooms that we've been in yet, so you kind of don't know it's here. So it's very easy for players, well, for me when I first played this, to get lost. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that at all. There's no, if there was like a light source or something at the bottom, you know, just to indicate that, like, you know, come here, I think that would have been better. But, you know, just my opinion. I'm sure other people will find it, you know, charming. But as you can see, this level loves its Hell Knight, and we're not done with these guys by far, as you'll see soon. I'm just not a fan of the first part of this level. I think that the low roofs, the really like weird corridor layouts, like the fact that they all kind of lead to dead ends, I just don't think it's like great level design. I don't know, like the first part of this level always I try to rush through when I'm playing, and you can see there, like, you can't even see like this entrance. There's no like landmark here that makes you feel like that there's a way to go in there to the red key, because if you're looking down, it just looks like a wall. There's nothing notable there. It's weak level design in my opinion. But yeah, we'll run over here. I'm going to grab these rockets here. Not that we particularly need them, because we're going to get like absolutely flooded with rockets in a second. But I wanted to make sure that... Nice. Sometimes like you miss that and you fall in the middle and you have to go all the way around. So yeah, we're into the second part of the level here really. Oh, hello. So yeah, this area is quite empty, at least compared to what we've seen so far. So the blue door's there. Remember that, because you will need to remember that if you want to get out of this level. I think this is the last time we see these guys in Ultimate Doom, the Nightmare Pinkies. Real shame that like they don't really turn up like in any other Doom game. Kind of prefer them to the normal Spectres, but you know, hey. At least they inspired the Nightmare Imps from Doom 64. So we'll grab all the rockets here. We kind of need all these rockets because you'll see at the end of the level it gets very messy and very nasty. So take care of these Hell Knights here. Yes, more Hell Knights. No Barons. But yeah, something that really interests me is that in these like later Ultimate Doom levels, they really like slapping Hell Knights in everywhere. They don't really use Barons. It's really surprising to me because the Barons are still a lot tougher than the Hell Knights, and I would have thought they'd have been like perfect fodder for this kind of level, but I guess that they viewed the Hell Knights as an easier opponent for players at this point. And obviously you can put more Hell Knights in and it not chew through everyone's health. But you can see here, this is where we'll get the rocket launcher. So we've been building up to this for the whole level, picking up rockets. So I'm kind of happy about that. So once we click this, it opens up the way towards the blue key. But it is a bit of a nasty trap. Well, I think it's an underwhelming trap. I think there's a lot more they could have done with this. So you grab this supercharge and then you jump down here. Now from the bottom down there, a bunch of Hell Knights are going to come walking down here. And some Hell Knights from the side here. Now, for my money, and this is just my personal opinion, this would have been a lot better if they had put a Cyber Demon at the bottom and they gave you all these rockets and were like, go nuts. And then you had those Hell Knights at the side, maybe a Baron or two. I feel like if you were facing a Cyber Demon in this room, it would have been a real test of metal. And it would have been really tense because you can't escape this room without running behind the Cyber Demon to get to the switch at the bottom. But alas, because they overload you with rockets, this turns into a bit of a situation. I don't know. I'm just throwing out ideas for how I would have improved this level. We're going to grab all these rockets because we're going to be needing them in a second. And now, as you can see, we are where we were earlier. We've got the blue key, and now we're heading off to the final part of the level, which I think is actually a lot better than the rest of the level. I think in terms of this being like a final level, I feel like what you're about to see is a lot better. Nothing in there. So this takes us to the Megasphere. Very nice as we're heading into the final room here. But yeah, we're pretty much done with a lot of this level here. I'm just seeing how much ammo I've got on all my weapons. Nice amount of plasma. We don't have a BFG, unfortunately, so we can't really make use of that. I'm going to leave that Berserk pack because there's no reason to pick it up, is there? So if you'll remember, the blue key, the blue door is way down here. And once we do this, we can't come back to this area. So, yeah. Let's face down this final room. Oh, I didn't click the button, did I? Let's do this. So, you teleport in here, into this pentagram shaped room, and then all these pain elementals slowly start teleporting in, which is a really cool idea in my opinion. And the thing is that because these are shooting lost souls out, and you've got the Hell Knights at the top up there, this becomes a bit of a frantic fight. Obviously if you have the BFG here, you can really mince through all these enemies, but if you're like me and you don't bring the BFG in here, this can actually be pretty nasty because you've got all these pain elementals here shooting in lost souls, which obviously we don't really want. And you see they're not doing a bad job of hitting my health here because the lost souls are kind of aggressive here, that they do actually pose a real threat. Good thing we picked up that Megasphere, otherwise this could have been a real nasty situation. And you can see there's plenty of ammo dotted around. You just have to be able to get up here. I'm going to get rid of the Lost Soul. And then let's deal with these Hell Knights. Again, they could have probably put something here that was a bit more menacing than Hell Knights. But again, they seemed really obsessed with getting these Hell Knights in everywhere at the back on these last few levels. So we'll kill this last one, and we are done with this level. So this is the end of Ultimate Doom on PS1. This would be your final venture point, and yeah. Threshold of Pain, it's a really interesting level. I like some of the things they do with it. I'm not a fan of the low roofs. I'm not a fan of the curved walkways. I think that's all a bit silly. But that pentagram room at the end is a really nice bookend to Ultimate Doom on PlayStation 1. Hope you enjoyed watching this, and thank you very much for watching along.